Uh, and starting the recording. Is it immediate? I think so. Hello and welcome to etcd community meeting. Today is September 5th, and we have four things on our agenda. So let's start from Tech Docs from Nate.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to sort of introduce the idea of doing a tech docs assessment as a part of some of the shifts that are happening with the etcd project here. I know that we've done a lot in the last year with the documentation, but I think that we can probably do some more yet. And so separately from etcd, the CNCF has hired a writing firm to help do some of the technical documentation assessments. And that firm is called Expert Support. And I'd like to invite them to work with me and the docs team to do a tech docs assessment, not just to say, okay, here's what we're not doing as well as we could, but also to really have a focus on generating issues that we can have community members sort of pick up and go with. With etcd, I think that I'm trying to recruit some individuals to help with the actual writing portion of some of what we want to do and organize. But nobody that I've been able to recruit so far has said, okay, yes, we can help with let's say the information architecture or the organization of the documentation. And that is part of exactly what Expert Support has been brought on to help projects with. So that all being said, this is a suggestion. I'd like to do this. I'm happy for feedback from other of the docs maintainers, and I know that we have had a history of sort of things getting a little bit half done, and so I'm hoping that with this process we can really understand what still needs to be done, what can be sort of removed from our issues. I think our issues list is about 4 or 5 pages long, and so on and so forth. So helping to clean that up a little bit, and sort of get the documentation into a bit of a better shape. I think that the website itself is still in a good spot. I think that we're on a good solid foundation there, but that's what I would like to do. I can also share some examples of other tech docs assessments if you're interested in that. But again, this one I'm hoping to run a little bit differently in that really I want to get the organization sort of sorted and build out like an issue set that people can pick up and do maybe 4, 6, or 8 hours of work and get an issue completed and sort of get that sort of snowball going. Does anybody have sort of questions or comments about what a tech docs assessment is or this direction? Josh, I know that you've been sort of working with the docs team for a while. Maybe you've got some thoughts on that as well.
Not really. I mean, we already have a half-done sort of reorganization of the structure of the docs. And I think the original evaluation of how we should reorganize the docs in terms of table contents and everything is still valid.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to complete that.
Yeah, I agree, and they may be able to help with that a little bit as well. So I just want to I agree, and that's what I'm saying. Like we're in kind of a bit of a half. We're in and we've been in this state for quite a while. I feel like we're halfway through a reorg of the documentation, and so what I'm hoping to do is evaluate where we are, validate that it is still in fact the right direction to be going, and then put in place issues or assignments that people can pick up and make like I said, if we can chunk this work I think it's more likely to be done. And then we can bring in, like I had introduced the team to Randy Abernathy and his team, and he says that he's got writing capacity. So if we can organize the work and sort of say, okay, here's chunked out work and here's how we can move it forward, then we can bring in folks like that to actually sort of act on the work. So that's sort of the idea there. With a mind to the history. Yes, you're absolutely right, Josh. There is like I think one of our oldest, was it issue 64? Like that's still pinned and still not been closed out, and I think it's 2 years old now. So we need to. I feel like with some of the organizational changes that we're going through as a project, I think that this might be a good time to revisit the docs orgs. And I know other people, and I don't want to minimize the work that has been done already. I've had to step away, and seeing some of the work that has been done in the last 6 months has been great. So I want to bring everybody with us on the process.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you for helping on that. I'm totally on board. Let us know whoever you need to. And then I think the have a separate doc meeting is a good idea too. We probably want a more frequent meetings at the beginning, and once we settle with like as you said, the chunk of works that need to be done by the community, we can maybe like space out the meetings, or we have ad hoc meetings.
Yeah, I think that's I've already sort of had a quick chat with Expert Solutions, and I would like to have a meeting with interested parts of the community to, again, like I said, I want to bring everybody with, so we can do this assessment sort of in the open and with folks, and again, sort of it'll help us all sort of understand where things are and where things can go. And so while I'll still be joining these primary meetings all the way through, it might be easier to have like sort of almost a sub project meeting for this particular work, almost like a working session type thing.
Yeah, sounds great. How about we set up the meeting and put together the like a list of things to do and add the link to this meeting agenda, and then people who are interested can join, and then we can send to the SCD Dev mail list.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I think that's everything from me.
I think we covered both topics. On first the evaluation by the expert and the meeting. So the action items is to set up the meeting and send the link to actually the okay. Let's go to another topic by Gita. Do you want to?
Yes, hi. Thank you. So I just wanted to touch upon this. This has kind of lost some steam, so I want to make sure I follow up and push through on this one. So I wanted to call out that I'm in agreement with the last comment that Ben has added on the issue. So I believe that makes a lot of sense to me, but I wanted to bring it up, get more feedback, because this is a tricky one, and want to make sure we're not missing something here. So probably the review will be offline, but just wanted to ping on this and wanted to share that I'm in agreement with the last feedback that I got.
Yeah,
last comment.
Yeah, so one thing I like why I didn't have time, or like one thing that I think makes it a little bit complicated, was that I think last comment by Peter or like Piotr was about making the like one thing that broke my assumption about how membership configuration works is that it's not linearizable compared to all the changes made in key value store and all the changes unrelated to membership. Membership is a unique thing that it's both handled on etcd in apply loop to save the data, but also it's handled in etcd internals or Raft internals. And the thing that surprised me, we have like couple of really strange code parts that I don't fully understand, like what was the motivation. An example is every time there is a member change or like new member is introduced, there is a forced 5 second, like for every membership change, there is 5 seconds timeout forced that we need to wait. I noticed in testing that you need to basically cluster refuses all changes to membership for 5 seconds after until all the members have been connected to for at least 5 seconds, not 5 seconds, but verifies the configuration change is correct and all the members are available for 5 seconds. And 5 seconds is just a health check, like time that is hard coded. So for me, it makes this change a little bit scary because it's, like I said, currently I can reason about linearizable part of etcd state, but if membership changes are not linearizable, I need to like do a full deep dive. I don't know if Benjamin had a chance, but I'm currently fact that membership changes are not linearizable was surprised for me like couple of months ago when Chao sent a PR and we found a bug, and I didn't have just time to consolidate what is the current state, what works, what we can assume, what we cannot assume, and how we can break it to simpler state that we can reason about. But that's
what's the issue are you talking about? Can do you have a link to the issue?
I mean, there was a PR by Chao that was adding tests to membership, and the test was flaky, and the reason test was flaky was that it's not linearizable. And yeah, Chao was proposing a PR to Raft, or I think, or like to Loop to check, to wait for membership in the Raft.
Anyway, could you please provide the link offline to the comments? I will take a look offline.
Yeah. So I can take this.
Yeah, just 2 comments from my side. The first key point, the Peter's comment isn't correct. Please make sure everybody understand my comments. I replied Peter's comments. Yeah, these 4 key points. I'm not sure whether or not you have already read my comments, reply to Peter's comments. Yeah, this is key point. Peter provide a workflow to mention the membership change, maybe run into issue, but Peter's analysis isn't correct. Yeah, this is 4th key point. Yeah. Secondly, please can take a look at the last comments. We are remove the V2 store from the 3.6, so we only need to validate the V3 backend. But we need, on the other hand, we need to backport the change to 3.5. So let's keep the V2 validation firstly. After we finish backporting, we can remove the V2 validation. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the tricky change is that we do the V3 validation only when it applies to V3. That is a little bit different than what happens today, because today the store is not in future. With recovering membership from backend, the backend could be in future, so the validation is not applicable. That's the tricky one.
The principle is very simple to me. We only validate the change only if we apply it. If we don't apply it, why do we validate it? Yeah, the principle is very simple to me.
Okay, so to wrap up, what's the best way for me to make more progress here? Any suggestions?
I have big comments. you know, the V2 deprecation is a very big task for 3.6. I add comments on the umbrella tickets. So could you summarize all the tasks to be done, which have already been done, which are left to be done? Could you summarize so everyone have a clear picture?
Sounds good. I'll update that in the task with the checkbox and PR links to where we are.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, so I will update the PR to what makes sense to me based on feedback so far, and then we'll let Marek finish the deep dive and might have more insights to add there. We can go slow on this one because it is a tricky one, and then probably hopefully it will speed up once we get past this.
Yeah, you know, could you have probably take a look at my comments, my reply to Peter's comment, make sure everyone understands that. Yeah, I think it's very important.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Thank you.
Bogdan, do you want to talk about the
Yes, so I know Chao kind of was out for the last couple of meetings, so I saw this was on the agenda, but never got discussed. So I just want to bring it up again. I think the idea here is to redesign the health checks, which I agree, but one thing I want to call out is that for us, this is actually very helpful with the defrag. I don't know if people experience failures during defrags on non-leader, but in the current code base, this is still possible if you have a I think large amount of traffic. Even if you defrag in the non-leader, you can still have requests failing, and I think something like this will help. With that, so I'm like, maybe this can be treated as kind of as a bug fix, and I can probably work on a test to reproduce this, like a failures on non-leader for defrag. But I don't know what people think about like, let's say, making a something like this, which is a little bit simpler. And I think a lot of the dependencies here are already, in etcd, although I agree some of them are not experimental. But maybe we can sort of merge this as a fix and then do the redesign of health checks, which is probably a larger task. What do you think? Because this is relying on the gRPC health mechanism, and it just adds a dependency on this. Well, the dependency for that is already part of the source side, but just adds the defrag, allows defrag basically to not accept traffic when it's happening.
Hey, if I may chime in real quick, this is Shyam from the Kubernetes Scalability. I actually shared an issue with you, a link to an issue from, this is a past discussion. It's been, I think, few years, but I don't think we actually did anything over there. But we observed that during periods of defrag, there is no built-in mechanism in Kubernetes, and especially in the etcd client to actually back off or temporarily not talk to that node during defrag. And one of the things in that discussion, I pasted a link to this to that issue also here. We kind of went a little bit deeper into one of the suggestions there was like to make the etcd client load balancers fall back to a different node that is not defragging, and I think this change can help with that.
Yeah, I think that was also mentioned, or some issues that mentioned here on the. But yeah, thanks for posting that. But I think my point is just to look at this as a fix of existing problem, not just the improvement of the health checks in general, which is also, I think, important, but specifically focus on the defrag.
Yeah, the same problem also happens when, let's say, there's a brief networking partition. Let's say network is delayed. Let's say etcd node in one zone is running into some issues, and you're, let's say, trying to talk to that, and because consistent read, it's unable to serve. So
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this Benjamin, you know, previously we had some discussion on this feature. Previously, we think we need to design this feature together with the health check, for example, liveness and readiness check. But you know, on the on second thought, I think we can resolve this separately. You know, when one member is in progress of defragmentation, it doesn't mean it's healthy. You know, when if a member is in progress of defragmentation, the liveness, both liveness and readiness probe endpoint can also return healthy or true to the client. So I think maybe it's a two different thing. So my point is probably we can resolve these separately. If a member is in progress of defragmentation, then it shouldn't respond to the client request. In other means, the client request can be redirected to another etcd server. Yeah, I think this feature makes sense to me.
Right. So I guess like, you say like don't use this approach, but use...
No. Yeah, no. I mean, previously we had some discussion on this. You know, if you see the discussion comment in the issue, the existing maintainer think we need to design this feature together with the liveness and readiness probe. But you know, on second thoughts, I think we need to do this separately, because you know we don't have to design this together with the liveness and readiness probe, because you know when a member is in progress of defragmentation, it doesn't mean the member. It doesn't. The liveness and readiness probe endpoint can also return healthy to the clients. So they are different things.
So one data point I'd like to add there, Benjamin. So what we saw in the past within EKS is, so in Kubernetes, the etcd client which does health check, the inside API server, it has, I think, a 3-second or a 5-second, one of those timeouts, if I remember correctly. And that health check is also a consistent read. So it's not just, it's going to that node, but I think it requires some consensus as well. This behavior changed maybe recently. And what we saw is in that 3 to 5 seconds, sometimes if defrag is taking longer, that health check actually times out and API server ends up thinking it is unhealthy. And like other things can also happen, such as, let's say, if the etcd pod is, if the etcd component is being health checked by something like a systemd or kubelet or something in pod-based setups, it can actually restart that node and restart that etcd node unnecessarily, just because health check timed out during defrag. And just one data point I thought.
Okay.
So I'll stop here.
I don't know, maybe summarize and understand. I think the original discussion was overall about introducing gRPC health checks into etcd client, and those were, I think I pointed out, and I was the source of the opinion that we need to first define and clear out the health check and make them consistent and reflect real health and real liveness of etcd. And I think that the issue that was, I know, maybe picked up and is directly linked from Chao is about similar and relevant thing, but optimizing, but it's fully targeted for defrags. Do I
Yeah,
mean,
I think
Yeah.
you are correct. I think he used the
so those
defrag.
are two separate, yeah, those are two separate projects. There were like problems that were possibly like I don't have like currently full strong opinions about is it blocking, but if we can see that there is an improvement just from, I know, making a defrag a signal here, I think that would be one of the, yeah, I mean, candidates. It could be the first. I don't know if the current API makes sense, but I don't have strong opinions against like exactly this PR. Yeah, I think it's.
So it looks like everybody agreed to just have this fixed first and then have this health check separately.
Yeah, anyway, I think we need to have more discussion offline, have deep dive offline, more discussion offline. We don't have to rush to make any decision right now.
Okay.
Okay,
I mean,
so once I just want to call out that we're probably gonna try to like use this anyway internally because we do run. So I'm willing to work on the, you know, if specifically for defrag part because it's kind of important for us. So, you know, if I can follow up with Chao or with you guys, but we're gonna try to put this to address the defrag because it is a problem for us. So anyway, that's it.
All right, thank you. I guess we'll just continue to use that PR for discussion then.
Okay, so I'll then make comments there or on that issue. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we are out, or there is one last topic. We are on time, but I assume Josh, you can squeeze in.
I think Josh
Josh,
left.
okay. Oh yeah, Josh left. So yeah, FYI, this because of changes in etcd governance, now there will be official support, or Kubernetes Contributor Summit will be officially opening its doors to etcd members. So feel free to sign up, and we will and be welcomed to join the one bigger community.
And then 10 seconds, we're still open for mentee and mentor sign up for the mentorship program. So, but we already have a good amount of people, so we'll probably start soon.
Okay, that's great. Maybe we can set a reminder before the deadline when we start, and yeah, sounds great. Okay,
just one last thing, Marek, if I may, just I think it'll only take 10 seconds. So I was kind of diving into the etcd code as a new developer, and like I was trying to understand some of the workflows, the write workflows, read workflows and stuff. And I prepared some diagrams on how this workflow goes through. Is there anywhere I can contribute these diagrams, or like some sort of docs, or because I would not want to throw them away if possible. Like how the consistent read workflow, how does it flow through the WAL, MVCC, and Raft?
You're free to put them. I mean, if you want to make and publish, you're free to feel free to publish, and maybe people can use it. But I'm usually cautious about putting something that will change or is like on fly if it's not high level. So if you want,
it is a bit. Let me actually share it with you offline, and maybe you can kind of also vet and make sure that it's right, and we can decide if you think it doesn't make sense. I'll hold back. I'll put it on the etcd channel.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, so thanks everyone who for attending, and hope to see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, bye.